Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, we are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? I'm back live at Red Morton Park for episode number 778 of Walking with Purpose Live. It's been another busy day for me today. Lots going on as always, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. I hope you've all had a great day. I hope all of you are keeping it as positive as possible. I have zero desire to participate in any drama on YouTube ever again. Now, does that mean it's never going to happen? I can't control what other people do. And you can't control what other people do. You can only control what you do. I can only control what I do. What I can say is I will not be contributing to any drama. I will be avoiding any and all drama. But if people push my buttons, if people continue to do dumb shit, or if they start to do dumb shit because it seems like the dumb shit is pretty much done, then I gotta do what I gotta do. But I hope you're all staying out of drama. I've been hearing through some people that I'm close to, behind the scenes and all, that certain people are stirring up the pot again, and I'm like, it's the same old shit. Different year, different cycle. I mean, it's up to you if you want to allow that stuff to continue to consume you. It's not going to serve you in any way, shape, or form. But you do you. I'm going to do me. And I'm going to continue to encourage you folks to keep it as positive as possible. Angels Asylum. Hey, Eli, how are you, my friend? It's been a while since I have caught one of your lives. How you doing, Angel? What's going on? It has been a while. I do hope all is well with you. Today I'm going to be talking about standing by your partner. And is your belief system easily swayed? A couple of topics I just wanted to talk about because lately I've been sharing some topics, and part of those topics have involved my girlfriend Dawn, and then just, other people in general, right? Hey Tia, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Angels Asylum, nothing much, just watching some YouTube and seeing you were live, so I thought I'd say hello. So let's talk about standing by your partner, okay? just waiting. Some dude who was blaring bass just pulled off to the side of the street. Nobody really parks on that side where he's at. It was just kind of odd that he stopped. Got to be aware of your surroundings. All three of those people that almost got into an accident, I didn't have my front camera on. They're all young Gen Xers and millennials. I'm doing okay, Angels Asylum. Sorry, I just want to make sure it's safe to cross the street. We've got some young, immature men that are driving like shit at the park, trying to show off, and they're going to cause an accident, possibly injure or kill someone or even themselves. Sorry about that. But anyway, let's talk about standing by your partner and the importance of standing by your partner and why, in many cases, people don't stand by their partners. There's only one reason why you wouldn't stand by your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, etc., right? Anyone that you're in a romantic relationship with, right? This could also apply to business partners and stuff like that, but more so this is about romantic partners, right? People you're dating, possibly living with, or even married to, right? And the only reason why anyone wouldn't stand by their partners or their partner is they really just don't feel it for them. They really just don't love them. They don't care about them. They got with them for one reason or another. Maybe it was sex initially. Maybe it was just something to pass the time. But there was never any intention of a relationship or a marriage. Now, in some cases, when people are having those fly by the seat of their pants relationships, right? The temporary ones. People accidentally get pregnant and stuff, and that changes things. A lot of times, you know, unwanted pregnancies happen in those temporary fling style relationships. And then the couple stays together because of the kid, where they wouldn't have otherwise, right? And that's why those relationships don't work. But if you truly love and care for your partner, truly love them, in love with them, love the person that they are, inside and out, right? Not just physically, but you love their heart and soul, just like I love Dawn's heart and soul, right? You will always stand by them, okay? Now, there were past relationships where I took partners for granted. I got in those relationships initially for the wrong idea. Just to get my mind off of a past ex. I didn't really feel it for some of the women I dated initially in some past relationships. And then after a while, I got used to being around them. And then I actually did start to care for them. But by that point, it was too late. I had already made too many mistakes because I didn't really care initially. right? Angels Asylum. Everyone has those electric scooters out here, and you have to really be careful because they will just run out in front of you. Yeah, no, and they're pretty fast too. They're pretty fast. Angel. Yeah. Those e-bikes are pretty fast too. Like a lot of those e-bikes go like 25, 30 miles per hour. By the way, folks, I'm only going to do 2 laps tonight because it's getting late again. When you love someone for who they are, and you truly care about them for who they are, you stand by them no matter what. Right? Because everybody goes through things. Even the best of us go through things, right? And it's less apparent to see other people go through things than others because a lot of people keep that stuff private. They're not public figures and stuff. But when you're public figures like on YouTube, etc., everybody's going to know about your life, your spouse's life, your family's life, etc., right? That's just the way it goes. But the truth of the matter is everybody at one point or another is going to go through stuff, right? And if you're with someone and they're going through something, you would hope, or I would hope that you would treat them the way you'd want to be treated on the flip side. If you were going through something, would you want them giving up on you, leaving you, not supporting you? So why do that to them? Now again, this all comes down to one thing. Do you truly love the person? Do you love who they are? And this goes beyond sex and physical attraction and all that. Sure, you got to have some physical attraction. Of course you do. But for things to be sustainable, there has to be more of a spiritual, mental, and emotional bond. No, she's not a YouTuber. She works with me on these channels at times. And she's been dealing with a lot of health issues, Angel. So she comes and goes in spurts. We're hoping to figure out the proper dosage of her medications and figure out her nutrition issues to the point of where we can get a permanent fix going so that way she can be more consistent. But the lack of consistency regarding content involving my girlfriend Dawn has nothing to do with our relationship. We're good. It has to do with her health issues that we're trying to figure out. And it just takes time. But I hope that answers your question. I agree. The connection is really important, Eli, whatever the connection is. Oh, I'm so sorry, Eli. We'll say an extra prayer for you both. Yeah, no big deal. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. And by the way, folks, this is the bad reception area, so if I get cut off here, please stand by. I'll be back in a few. But it was okay yesterday. I watched the replay of the show, and the reception is kind of sketchy on this part here. Usually it won't cut me off completely, but it will at least, affect the quality for a little bit. Anyway, um, so that is that. That pretty much says it all regarding standing by your partner. The only other thing I'll add is that there are many people that stay with someone for the wrong reasons. Typically, it involves money. Typically, it involves a man taking care of a woman, the woman taking advantage of his kindness. I'm not saying that men haven't done that to women, because women, in many cases, are the breadwinners nowadays. But it still more so happens to men. It typically happens to men that are older, that seek the companionship of younger women. And a lot of these women will just pretend to like them or just tolerate them, maybe sleep with them occasionally, just to keep, getting what they're getting. Typically money, shelter, etc., right? Those are the wrong reasons to stand by somebody, especially if you're the one being taken advantage of. Standing by someone like that makes you look like the fool. You're the fool. Now, at the same time, I can understand people will continue to support. Like, there are men that will continue to support women like that in certain situations just because they feel sorry for them, but that's not a good enough reason to stay with someone. It's not. It's not going to serve you in any way, shape, or form. Right? If a relationship is not serving you, if it's not serving both sides, it's just not going to work. My relationship with Dawn serves the both of us. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Sure, we have our moments, as everyone does, right? And everything is great between us. Only thing at times, hey, the medication and stuff will affect someone's attitude or memory and stuff like that. And so sometimes it does make it a little challenging. That young kid wasn't paying any attention on a motor scooter. I'm the pedestrian having the right of way, but he just cut into that parking lot. Didn't even give a shit about me coming. It's all right. Not a big deal. That's why I pay attention. Even when I'm not driving, I pay attention at the drivers, because if not, that could be it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some other things here. And my question to you folks is this. Is your belief system easily swayed? One more time, is your belief system easily swayed? Now, if you don't know what a belief system is, it's basically saying, in other words, what your sets of morals, values, and ethics are, okay? Your belief system basically is your morals, values, and ethics. Now, part of the problem nowadays with a lot of these younger kids and the younger generations, and even some people from my generation, Gen X, that weren't raised right, they have zero morals, values, and ethics. I also think the internet and the fierce competition of the internet where everyone wants to be YouTube famous or social media famous or be a famous social media influencer and make lots of money. It's basically forcing people to act in pretty immoral ways, in very unethical ways, right? In very phony and unreal ways, right? You know, when I first came out here on YouTube, well, I've been on the platform since it came out, but when I first started running my first real YouTube channel in 2017, the coaching business, the channel that's no longer around, I came out here, met a lot of decent people. And then I came across a few very just crazy people doing crazy things. And it made me wonder how YouTube allowed those crazy things, right? And then I figured out it was all fake instigated drama. People making things up or exploiting people for money and this and that, right? Basically, what these people do is a more vile version of mainstream media's TMZ show, right? They're like trying to be the TMZ of YouTube, but taking it leaps and bounds further. You know, doxing people, showing people's homes, showing people's private stuff, yada, 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 right? I started to see all that, and it started to make me wonder what's really going on here, and I didn't figure it out until years later. I didn't figure it out till years later that people are easily swayed. People's morals, values, and ethics, right, are easily swayed when it comes to making money, attention, fame, etc. And it saddens me. It really saddens me because those are the types of people that, at least temporarily, get the most attention, make the most money in donations. And it just seems like the good, wholesome family programming that we grew up with, like Family Ties, Who's the Boss, right? All in the Family, Happy Days. Remember all those, those great, positive family shows, right? All that great, positive content that was created in the 70s and 80s, right? Has all gone out the window now. See, somebody's coming. I'm going to wait for them to move on by. At least that dude kept on rolling. You try to create positive content nowadays, and people think there's something wrong with you. People think like you're a loser. They think like you're trying to be something that you're not, because most of everyone else has sold out to doing dumb fake shit to be relevant and make money. A second here. Angel says, it sounds like you're really good to her and you take good care of her and very supportive. That's sweet. Yeah, that's exactly it, Angel. You know, when you love someone, because you love their heart and soul, you love them at a core level, right? You love them unconditionally, even though technically, you know, a lot of coaches say this, and I kind of agree with it, that love is conditional based on a fair value exchange. And that is true. So the question might be, for all I give to Dawn, what am I getting in return? I'm getting a woman that has the biggest heart and soul, a woman that fights every day to better her life and to work through all the things that have hit her in life that have been completely out of her control. She's a fighter. She believes in my purpose. And she's been trying to help me with my purpose as much as possible. And the times when she hasn't been able to help me with my purpose, because it's her purpose too, she loves doing this, it's always been because one of the situations or issues that she's going through is clouding her mind. Or there was one time she got a phone call from her mother right when we started to go live on a live stream from the studio last year, right? Things happen, things come up. And when you love someone, you learn to understand that and accept that, even though I really wish that didn't happen in the way it did. You know, but it is what it is. When you love someone, you just learn to accept everything about them when you truly love who they are internally. My belief system, says Angel, is never swayed. I am who I am, and if you don't like it, I just don't care. I don't need anyone's approval. I'm my own person. It's a good point. That's a very good point there, Angel. Eli, did you make other content before the live coaching? If so, what kind? I was running networking events when I was selling insurance, and I was running in-person networking events for the same organization I still run online today, the January Networking Association. We would teach personal development, and we would connect people with their next power partners and possible clients. And I recorded many presentations from many different people doing different types of jobs, different types of, they ran different types of businesses that they owned. And that's what I did. Every piece of content that I've ever created has always been to help people with their personal development in some way, shape, or form. And the reason for that, Angel, is because when I was younger, I did not believe in personal development. You know, I've shared this before, and I'll briefly share it again. I used to think that Tony Robbins was a scam artist, scamming people out of lots of money. Taking people's money to just pat them on the back and tell them everything's going to be okay and stuff like that. There's a lot more to it. But here's the thing. You know, part of personal development is having someone that's in a good place, in a happy place, motivating you and inspiring you to be happy through their happiness. I didn't realize that back in my younger days. And like I've said it before, and I'll say it again, Angel, I understand over the years there have been many people that have questioned what I do here. And I'm not the only coach that they question. They question every coach, right? What qualifies you to be a coach? Blah, 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 right? But it's about believing in yourself. It's about growing up, taking a step back, looking at yourself in the mirror and realizing that the people that you were attacking are the people that can help you the most. The people you're attacking are the people that can help you the most. I'll get back to that in a second. Tia with the $20 super sticker. Thanks for being you. My gosh, thank you so much, Tia, for the $20 super sticker. God bless you. Thank you, Tia. Very kind of you. That's a super sticker, not a super chat. You know what it is. There's two options there when you go to the dollar sign at the bottom of the chat. Thank you, Tia, for your $20 super sticker. God bless you. And Tia, thank you to you and Sandra for moderating this chat. You know, like I mentioned yesterday, we're no longer acknowledging any of that stuff. We're not. And I have not been paying attention because I'm giving you ladies your space. I see messages going through the private group, the GNA Women's Mastery, empowerment support group on Facebook Messenger with you, Sandra, Dawn, and Queen, Helen Casey. And I know you ladies are figuring things out. That's fine. Let ODN stay. What's going on, ODN? How did you lose access to that other account? Give me a second here. I deleted it earlier. I was going to remove the channel because I didn't want to do YouTube anymore. Why don't you want to do YouTube anymore? I don't understand. Thank you again, Tia, for the $20 super sticker. Thanks for being you. Angel's Asylum. I'm glad you have found a really supportive girlfriend. It sounds like she's amazing. Oh, Dawn's fantastic. She is. I'll share more about that in the future. Tia says, I have always been myself. No reason to try and be or act like I am above others. My faith in God has made me a better person along with my husband. Wonderful. God rest his soul too. I agree, Tia, says Angel. Tia says, thanks, Angel. Angel says, oh, really? That's awesome, Eli. That's why you do life coaching. It fits with your experiences of previous employment. I get it now. I wouldn't go as far and say it fits with my experiences of previous employment. I mean, it, from the business aspect does. I learned how to run businesses and payroll and scheduling and all that kind of stuff, and read profit and loss statements and all that kind of stuff, working other businesses. When it comes to personal stuff, that's all, life experience. Yeah, the business aspect of it, comes from working in retail management, and retail corporate for almost 18 years in my younger days. And then I went self-employed after that. But also, like I've mentioned before, Angels Asylum, I used to help a lot of my friends in my younger days, in my teens and 20s. I would always have spare computer parts laying around, and I would repair their computers free of charge. I've always loved helping solve people's problems. I've always been a problem solver, and I enjoy solving problems. The big problem, I'll tell you this. Let me tell you what, being that type of person, not a bad thing, because you love helping people, right? Mostly free of charge. Being that type of person and wanting to solve everyone else's problems typically will create you more problems. Let me repeat that one more time. Being the kind of person like I am, where you enjoy helping people and doing whatever you can to help solve their problems, it usually ends up creating more problems for you because you're so focused on trying to do whatever you can to help these people because you care so much that a lot of times you have no energy left or you lack the desire to solve your own problems or prevent your own problems, right? And that's happened to me many times. That even happened to me out here on YouTube when I first came out here many years ago, and I had to figure out how to balance that out. And to be honest with you folks, I think after 6.5 years or so, I finally have figured it out because, like, honestly, I have no desire to respond to trolling accounts anymore. I don't. Like today, we're getting trolled here. I have no desire to respond to these people. I have no desire to watch their videos of me. I don't even care to look if they're making videos of me. I have no desire. But that's part of the problem when you care about people so much and you desire to solve all their problems. It usually comes at the expense of you having problems. Thank you again, Tia, for your $20 super sticker. Wait, you have an all-women support group? Well, yes, we're in the works of creating it, but it's already started on Facebook with the leaders on Messenger. Only select women that we trust will be a part of that group because there are many people out here that join those groups and then leak out private voice messages and stuff like that as content on YouTube, and we're trying to avoid that. We're done with that bullshit. We are. King Colodian, I deleted it earlier. I was going to remove the channel because I didn't want to do YouTube anymore. And then you came back on the same email and actually didn't. It looked like you did a video on there earlier, dude, that I saw. And you removed the channel icon and then the channel banner at the top. But the subs were still there on your secondary ODN channel. Maybe you deleted your main channel. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it, man. Sorry about that, dude. I don't know what happened, man. Matt's Tube. I think anyone can be a mentor or advisor to someone else as long as the other person respects and can learn something from the other person. Well, that is true, Matt. Anyone can be a coach. In other words, what you're saying is anyone can be a coach, right? It's not a regulated industry. But again, it all depends on who's going to respect you and who's going to believe in you and who doesn't, right? And the way that you get people to respect and believe in you is by coming out on a platform like YouTube, for example, and sharing your stories daily, doing live streams, pre-recorded videos, in the last 6+ years. Now, it's been actually, how long has it been? It's been about 7 years. 7 years ago or so, I started my first coaching channel on YouTube, and then I deleted the channel a year and a half later. And I restarted with the main channel, which was named something else back then. It's now Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. I've been running that for 5.5 years, and this channel here for 5 years. And the main channel has been monetized for 4.5 years, and this one has been monetized for almost 2 years this coming month. And I've created literally between the channel I deleted and these 2 channels I've been running now, I've literally made probably about 3,000 pieces of content. All right? So, people get the chance to get to know you. They get to hear your stories. They get to see engagement, trolls, haters. They see it all. And they get to decide, are you someone that they trust to take advice from, right? Good point there, Matstube. Good points. Let me see here. Is that your girlfriend's part? She does? I don't know what you mean by that, Angels Asylum. Be more specific. King Colodian, what do you think would make a male ask a woman to pretend to like another guy so that she could get pictures for him? ODN, I heard your video from earlier, and you're talking about that other drama group. And all I'm going to tell you is this. The answer is the same every time. I'm only answering this because I respect you and you want my opinion on it. I'll tell you, my opinion has not changed. It's fake fucking instigated drama. They want to try to get pictures of you so they can expose them behind the scenes and make fun of you. And then take those pictures and censor out the parts that would get him shut down on YouTube and put him out publicly on YouTube to humiliate you. But censoring out like your actual pee-pee and all that, that would get you removed, right? Because even if they put it community wall, they can still get removed. Like, I've taken down community postings for copyright. People used to be able to get away with all that because there was no way to even report. Well, there was always a way to report community postings, but they weren't giving guideline strikes for them. They weren't holding creators accountable. Now they are. So what I'm going to say to you, ODN, is the same thing. I would ignore them if I was you, dude. I've been ignoring those fools. They're fake instigated drama. It's not worth my time. I just don't care anymore. I'm still getting 30, 40, sometimes 60 people here without these people. I don't need them. They need me. I don't need them. All right? Let them do what they're going to do. And eventually, one day, it's not going to get them the same results or traction, and they're going to move on. Looks like the sheriff's department is here. Those scooters should not be allowed on the sidewalk.
What's going on here? Some sort of a crime scene?
Yep, go ahead. That dude's riding his bicycle on the sidewalk too. Now there's someone else coming back on this side, riding their bicycle on the sidewalk. Now they see me walking and now they're on the street. Anyway. YouTube is good, but also some really weird things happen. A lot of oddball people. Well, Matt's Tube, there are a lot of oddball people everywhere in life, on and off of YouTube. It's more apparent on YouTube because there are like almost 2.8 billion active monthly users out here. People do dumb shit because they think it's the only way they're going to be able to stand out and get enough attention to have enough of an audience to make money. All right? Whether it's through ad revenue, super chats, super stickers, Cash Apps, PayPals, memberships, whatever, right? What I've learned, Matt's Tube, is that you can't let the crazies on YouTube get in the way of you creating what you want to create. There are two sides to YouTube. There's the good and the bad, right? There's the good and bad to everything, right? Let's look at it this way. There's the good and bad to everything, right? So what's different about YouTube? It's online. It's the biggest social media site on the planet. Do you know YouTube now has surpassed Facebook? They're number one. YouTube has surpassed Facebook with active monthly users. So you're getting people out here. Let me see where those guys go. Give me a second. You're getting people out here that maybe they initially try to create some real content, and because they get maybe 5 or 10 views and no one discovers them, and then they realize they can start trash talking people and start getting 100 to 200 views, and then 400 to 500 views, and 1,000 views. They get hooked on that. They're like, oh shit, all I gotta do is be a drama shit disturber and I'll get way more attention. Instead of doing something genuine and solid and dealing with your 5 to 10 views until you organically build a better audience for what you're truly out here to create, right? I always thought about trying to create videos, but I never did and don't even know what I would talk about, so I never did it. I am just a viewer. Well, what are you passionate about, Matt's Tube? What do you enjoy doing? Matt's Tube says, yes, what you said is what I meant. I think anyone can coach people as long as there are people who respect and want to learn from that person. Yeah, but not everyone's cut out to be a coach. Even if they're good at giving advice, some people just want to give advice to a small group of friends. It takes a certain type of person to be able to run a channel and speak to hundreds of people daily, right? Or regularly through the views, right? Live viewers and replay viewers and pre-recorded viewers, right? So there's a difference between being a coach to 3 or 4 of your closest friends and coming out here on YouTube and putting your message out to the masses, right? But what are you passionate about, Matt's Tube? What do you enjoy doing for fun? You don't have to tell me exactly what you do, but what do you currently do for a living, and do you enjoy what you're doing for a living? And are you working for yourself, or are you working for somebody else? With just a little bit of information, I might be able to help point you in the right direction. Maybe inspire you to do something on YouTube. You never know. Everybody starts off this way, you know? You know, before I started doing live streaming, I was doing pre-recorded videos. And then I saw some other people doing live streams, and I said, you know what? I used to do podcasting. This is similar to podcasting, but with video. Let me join this panel, which I did. This was like 7 years ago. 6.5, 7 years ago. And the rest is history. I loved it. I loved being on. I loved doing the live streams. I love it. I love doing podcast style content on YouTube. I also like creating regular content too, but I love current stuff. I love the now, because people want to be helped now. They don't want to be helped yesterday or tomorrow or next week, right? Or they don't want help from years ago. They want help right now. I have a boring job. I watch a security monitor all shift long. Okay. True, not everyone has what it takes to put themselves out there. Matt's Tube, where are you from and how old are you? You don't have to tell me exactly where you're from. Are you in the United States? Approximately how old are you? And you say you have a boring job, you watch security monitors. If your job is boring, why do you do it? Do you do it because it pays well, or does it not really pay that well and it's hard for you to get any other job, or that job fits in with your life schedule for other things? Like, those are questions you need to ask yourself, dude. And I think you already know that. And Matt's Tube, I gotta be honest with you. I've got the best troll radar on the planet, and I'm really beginning to think that you're starting to troll. Because whenever someone's, coming in here to share their stories, they start off sounding normal, and then they say, oh, I have a boring job. I watch security monitors. When you mention the type of work that you do, it kind of popped up a red flag, leading me to think that you might be trolling. You know what? These people, you got little kids that are just trying to say hello. I can't put them on camera. Jesus, man. Everyone has a cell phone and a camera nowadays. You just got to keep rocking and rolling. I have an issue with energy. I have just lost my spark in life. Do you have any suggestions? Well, Angel, why do you feel you lost that spark? Did something happen in your life? Did something change in your life from what was happening beforehand? Why all of a sudden are you feeling that way? Is it because you feel you've gotten older? Are you dealing with some chronic health issues that you haven't addressed with the right doctors, or I mean, you got to give me a little more than that. Like, it's like, here's the thing: I can't help people with minimal information, unfortunately. Angels Asylum. I was wondering if anyone has ever come up and started talking to you while streaming, and then the kids just came. Yes, all the time. Yeah, absolutely, all the time. So, Matt's tube, are you going to answer my question? Oh, there you are. Sorry if I said something you thought was trollish. I was just being honest. To answer your question, I am in my 40s and in the USA. I only shared what I do because you asked. So, you're in your 40s. You're doing, you're a security monitor observer. So, basically, you're in surveillance, is what you're talking about. Your job is surveillance. And let me tell you something. If you've ever seen the show Las Vegas, that was on NBC, that was run, that was about a hotel in Vegas called the Montecito, a makeshift hotel, right? They had some of the best top-notch surveillance equipment back in that time. That show came out like in 2003, 2004. And working surveillance there was a fun job. It was a very good job. It was almost like being like a police officer. They had like more equipment than the police did regarding surveillance. So sounds like to me you're in surveillance. You watch monitors. Are you like a manager? Are you just an employee? And if your job is boring you, why don't you get another job that doesn't bore you? What do you enjoy doing, Matt's Tube? I mean, you still didn't answer that. What do you enjoy doing? What is something that, if you could have your dream job, what would that be? I mean, have you ever thought of that? Or I'm just saying, like, those are questions that you should have already known the answer to long before your 40s. But hey, it's never too late. Tia, thank you so much once again for your $20 super sticker. God bless you. You can never thank people enough. Angels Asylum, I don't know Eli. I'm just burnt out on work and friends, etc. There's a ton of stuff I could say, but in general, it's just life. I just feel I work so hard and get nowhere. You know what? I feel the same way every day at times. Oh, yeah, no problem, says Tia. Well, thank you again, Tia. All right, those people are crossing the street, so I can keep going. Angel, you spoke clearly enough. Now I understand where you're at. Let me tell you, I feel this. I'm going to keep it real. I can come on camera and be all happy, and I am happy, and I have energy to do the show. But let me tell you, there are days where I don't have as much energy. And it's not because I don't want to have the energy or I don't love what I do. It's just a lot harder to get ahead nowadays, especially because of the internet, because there's more competition. And I believe you're Gen X like myself. You come from a different generation like I do. You know, you've got the millennials that are basically dominating the internet and the workforce nowadays. And it's really, really hard to compete with them. And I don't like to compete with anyone besides myself, but you are competing with them. And it's draining because it almost seems like you have to work 5 to 10 times harder to get the same traction a millennial can get just by being a part of their generation. Matt's too, but I'm not a manager. I don't hate my job. It's just not very interesting. I like traveling, but don't get to do it much. I also like ants. Always have since I was a kid. I used to have my own ant colony. Okay. Here's a great idea for you, Matt. Start a YouTube channel and teach everyone everything about ants. If you like ant farms and shit like that, you can make videos. Hello, I'm Matt, and I'm the Ant Man. Everything, anything and everything about ants. This is what I do. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, who the fuck's gonna watch that? You'd be surprised, Matt. Remember the days of the cat videos? Right? I bet you, Matt, that more people would watch you showing us everything about ants than watch me. Because it takes people a while to come around to be open to personal development. When people do something like that, that's unique, that's different. I mean, there are other people talking about ants, but it's not something that people talk about every day. And if that's your expertise, dude, I can tell you, man, you could probably make a decent amount of money creating YouTube videos on that. That's there you go. You have a purpose and a passion. You love ants. Teach us everything about ants. I'll watch. And I'm sorry I thought you were a troll. You never know, man. I apologize. I'm a little bit jaded over that. I'm not going to lie. But there you go. There's an idea for a YouTube channel. The Ant-Man. Matt the Ant-Man or something like that, right? Ants are amazing. They are really hard workers. Angels, you always seem so positive and upbeat and stuff. It is very inspiring from honest. Well, I appreciate you thinking that. You know I have my moments too, Angel. I think what you're saying, Angel, is whether I've talked about dumb drama in the past, called people out, or just done a positive show like this, I have energy. I will think about that. Could be fun. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. What do you do to keep going if you feel that way too? Final question I'm going to answer is when I'm feeling out of energy, when I'm feeling like I'm 50 years old, Angel. I think you're a little bit younger than me, but I think you're in your mid to late 40s. I'm 50 years old, and I may look good for my age, but let me tell you something. I have aches and pains in my body, and I'm trying to figure out those issues and stuff. You get old, and parts, even your own body starts to wear down, right? But what do I do when I don't have energy or lack energy? What I do is I start to think about why I started doing this in the first place. Why did I start the coaching channel? What is the purpose of it? What is my purpose? I also start to think about how many people are dependent on me putting out regular content and how will it affect them, right? Now, some people will say, well, Eli, most of your audience is trolls and haters. Yeah, that may be true, but there are still some people here that like my content and have become somewhat dependent on it or maybe dependent on it. Me too, Tia. I love watching them carry their young. Tia says, I'm fascinated by ants. I loved watching them as a kid. There you go. Angels, Assalam, I know you do, Eli, but you keep going. You have never, ever let anyone beat you down. You always get back up. That I have noticed. It's inspiring. Well, you know what? That's really nice to hear, Angel. That's really nice to hear. I should probably remoderate you because a while back I removed a bunch of mods because, I had to figure out, there are a few people that were rogue mods. But yeah, I'll probably end up remoderating you and ODN and some other people when I get to my computer over the next few days. But Tia says, yes, Angel, plus the ant farms you could buy. Yeah, again, Angel, I keep going because I really love what I do. The bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. If you really love what you do, it's not considered work. Okay? When you love what you do, it's not considered work, even though it technically is. You don't process it as work. I love these shows because I get to come out here and not only get my exercise at the same time, I get to talk with you folks. I get to share my stories for that current day. I get to share a you know, um, past story of an experience I went through that maybe some of you relate to and can benefit from what happened to me and how I messed up and how I turned it around, right? Matt's Tube, Eli, I am inspired here by your encouragement and others in the chat showing interest. I think I will try to get up the courage to make a video soon just talking about ants. Well, that's awesome, dude. And I'm really, listen, man, I'm really glad that, you know, at least, you know, the few people here, including myself, have inspired you. You do what makes you happy, man. I do what makes me happy. Doing these shows, money or not, trolls or not, real people or not, doing these shows makes me happy. I enjoy doing this just for the sake of doing it. Yes, do I want to make money? Yes, do I want more views? Yes, do I want it to be bigger and better? Who wouldn't, right? But the main reason why I do it, and for Angel again, what keeps me going, is that I do it because I love doing it. I enjoy doing this just to do it. Even if nobody showed up and it was just myself and my camera walking around, talking to the wind, you know, I enjoy doing it. I love doing this more than any amount of YouTube fame or money or coaching title or anything. I love to help people. I love to come out here and talk with people and help them in any way possible. I would be interested, says Tia. Me too, says Angel to Matt. All right, folks, we are at, is that 68 minutes? Yeah, an hour and 8 minutes. I got to get going, folks. I'm hoping to muster up the energy to do some more in studio shows. You know, I was going to take a little break. I guess I kind of have taken a little bit of a break because I'm not going to the other trail and my shows have only been about an hour long. And I've cut down my walks from 3.5 to 2.5 miles. Some people would say, oh, you're not really scaling back that much. But no, it is. Trust me. Trust me, I've cut back a little bit because I've had a lot going on and I've been just tired. And there are some other things that I've been dealing with lately. I don't know if I'm going to talk about them. It's a personal health thing with me. It's not a scary health thing. I just, you know, talking about stuff, you know, um, talking about certain things, you know, it just fuels. It fuels the negative people to keep on going, but I really don't care because all they're going to do is help promote me more. But yeah, I've been dealing with some things that, you know, some stuff involving my constipation and stuff that's affected me all my life. And every so often, once in a great while, certain things happen regarding my constipation, which really more so drain my energy. I might talk about that on the next show. We'll see. Excuse me. My throat is dry. I got to get in the car and drink some water. But anyway, thank you again, Tia, for the $20 super sticker. God bless you. I'll let Dawn know. You ladies let me know what you want to do regarding a show. I know you ladies have said, I guess what I heard from Dawn, you ladies want to practice first. And I think you ladies had a phone call earlier today, but Dawn and I were actually taking a little nap in the afternoon because we were just exhausted. But let us know what you want, and then we'll make it happen. Let's see. Take care, everyone, says Tia. Thanks, Eli. You're welcome. Make sure you take care of yourself, says Angel, so you can take care of your girl. That's the most important thing. Well, yeah. And furthermore, Angel says, yeah, I totally get it. That's awesome when you love what you're doing. I look forward to your streams, Eli. I appreciate it. Well, thank you, Tia. I really, I'm so grateful for you, and so is Don. We're gonna keep building with some great people here. And Sandra Palacio, we had a nice long chat. Well, wonderful, Sandra. Yeah, Don and I were napping in the afternoon. I was a little bit tired. I wasn't feeling too well earlier, like Angel mentioned. I'll probably explain more about that on my next show because that could probably help some people. Anyway, folks, with that being said, yes, we did, says Sandra. um, well, I'll get with Don and then we'll figure out what the next move is with the ladies making content. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.